what's up, Mike? Quick demo video for you for your Zero-5. Afay over at Afay Props and Replicas just came out with this saber maybe about a week ago, a week and a half ago. So all of us smugglers got one. You sent yours over to me, and I installed it for you with a CFX and Bluetooth. And it's got a 24mm Smuggler's Outpost speaker in it. And then I did etch the shroud per your request. Not sure if it's going to pick up too good on camera, but I showed you pictures of it, right? So that's what we got there. And then you've got the Shtok V3 NPXLs here for your main PCB. So how you get to everything is you want to unscrew this handle. This chassis is extremely tight in the handle. This was my first go at this saber. I will probably end up backing the diameter of my chassis off a little bit, but I mean, it fits, right? So it's just extremely tight. Everything's locked down in this handle, which is actually what I prefer. So if you went to dueling with this guy or swinging around and hitting stuff, you're not going to get any chassis vibration without the whole saber moving. So this is it's very good for stability and for reinforcement, and that's what we've got here. Here's your chassis. So it does say over here, it says Afay Props and Replicas, and then it says Zero-5, and all that is written in Arabic over here. You'll be able to see that better when you get it in person. And then it says Solo Sabers over here for me in Arabic, and then I just did a little something to the chassis. Trying to not make these all plain, right? And then 24mm speaker there, and then you've got a removable battery setup. If I can get it pointed towards the camera, right there. So spring side is your negative over here. Try to keep some neat wire management, because I did have to make a wire path like I typically do in the battery compartment, but at least it's nice and neat and everything is going where it's supposed to go. One thing you can't see on this chassis is the Bluetooth module. So I put a BT-909 in here from Saber Bay. I chose to put that underneath the board. So I did that for a few reasons. One, because of the room in this chassis, and then another reason is because when I tighten this up, this chassis will go for sale, and although there's a shelf for the Bluetooth module underneath the board, I wanted people to have the option to use it or not. So if you end up not using the Bluetooth module, you can still just wire up your board, and you'll never know that there was supposed to be one in here because it's hidden underneath the board. And then of course, if you want to use one, you'll never see it because it's hidden underneath the board still. So that's what we did. 2 buttons set up. So your main switch is this big one here. That's your activation. And then I gave you a little dome tactile back here that's easy to press for your auxiliary switch. This is a static chassis, so it stays in place. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn on the Saber. We'll demo it a little bit, and then we'll go through the Bluetooth because everything's working fine. You're going to need to get the ForceSync app for your phone, whether or not you have I don't know if you have an iPhone or what. I've got an iPhone, so I got it off the App Store. So we'll throw a battery in here. Now I do need to go and put an LED text file in there. I haven't done that. I was just testing the Saber, and it was just a sound font that I threw on here to test. I know you have your own anyway, so that's what that beep was all about. But when the battery's in, you can also see your Bluetooth blinking under there. That's what that is. That's your Bluetooth module. We'll go ahead and throw this handle on. So everything gets tight about right there. Just go ahead and be patient with it and slap it right on. It goes past that and everything's fine. And we'll screw this handle on. And your main activation. Auxiliary. Or hold it down for blade lockup. And we'll turn it off here. This does take a 1-inch diameter blade, so we'll go ahead and throw a blade in here. Your blade retention screw is right on the side of this shroud. You can see it right there. That's your blade retention, so that's what we're going to use because the blade fits in here nice, but the retention screw is needed. So we got our blade in here. Blaster bolts. Blade lock up. You got a nice flash on clash. And we'll turn it off. So everything's working there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my phone. I'm just going to hold this right here. I've never demoed a Bluetooth module before, but we'll get through it. I'm going to open my app. And once the battery's in, this app will be able to find the Saber. So you can see I'm not touching the activation button over here by my thumb. I'm just going to hold it like this. We'll go to, first we'll try remote control. So then we'll turn it on. Do some clashes. Some lock up. Force effects. Blasters. There's some swings. Some spins and some stabs. Turn it back off, and there's a bunch of different stuff you can do. We could do blade color if you wanted to. First we need to turn it on. So if we wanted this green, I'll just put this all to green. And then I'm changing the color of the blade as I go, right? And then you can just pretty much dial this into whatever you want. I haven't messed with it too much. And then you've got your volume, so you can turn your volume down to nothing, gradually bring it back up to 100. Anything you want to do, and then we'll turn it back off. Now we've got that color. And we'll turn it off. Just like that. So yeah, Bluetooth's working great. Saber's all nice and sturdy. There's nothing loose on this guy at all. It's a very solid build. I think you'll be really happy with it. We'll take the blade out and we'll just go through taking the battery back out, which is super simple, right? And we'll loosen this guy up, take the blade out, and then do the same thing we did to put it in. We'll just unscrew the handle real quick. I actually own 2 of these. I haven't done anything to them yet, but I've got them here. So someday. Come over here from the positive side, which is right by your speaker, and you can pop that out with your finger just like that. It is pretty tight in there. I made that blade or that battery chamber tight on purpose, so everything gets locked down, and there's nothing that's going to rattle on. There's nothing that's going to rattle on you or anything like that. This guy is just a super tight build. Let me know if you got any questions. If not, we'll score up later and get this sent out in the mail to you. All right, thanks, Mike.